don't really have anything listed there. I wanted to spend most of the conversation today talking about the design review guidelines and hoping to get them to a place where we can either vote on them or resubmit and revise for the September meeting. Everyone had a chance to look at them? Okay. Does anyone have any issues? Wow.
I think they're thorough and helpful for giving us specific things to point to when we need it.
It appears to be very thorough.
That's what I thought.
I admit that I have not read it cover to cover, but I'm intrigued and would like to.
The commercial guidelines are the same Alabama Main Street guidelines. So that's not really going to change much of anything. The residential guidelines, I think we pulled from a couple different municipalities. So they're pretty straightforward and provide with a pretty flexible set of, I think, really good parameters to work with that are clear. So they're a lot clearer than what we have now, and I think that's the key.
Well, okay, well, I'd like to be a part of that committee, of the guidelines that you and Katie and some other, we looked at other guidelines from other towns that were about our size, and those people actually paid somebody as much as $35,000 or $40,000 to do their guidelines for them. And so we have, I think by doing this, we could looking at those and putting in some things they had and taking out some things, maybe we, and as you said, make it a little clearer that we, we came up with a pretty good group of regulations and such that we could live with and work on. And it saved us some money too.
I passed along what we had, the proposal to Gary and Chad of the building department for comments, and I haven't heard back, and negative or things that would conflict with their ordinances, which I want, we need to be in lockstep about. Specifically with the sign ordinances, because they've got a few sign ordinances that go above and beyond what we do. So the new guidelines are pretty clear on sign ordinances, so it helps clear it up a little bit. So I think we should be all set. Deborah, any comments?
Like I said, I thought it was
Would you like a motion today, or?
I'm going to wait to see what the board thinks, or the commission thinks.
Yeah, Deborah, because you sat on Columbus's, and y'all went through this process too. What were your?
I thought these were very specific, and I even looked up a instance like a porch railing revamp, and I thought it's just pretty specific about what you would want. I'll have a follow it. So yeah, I thought it
Would be helpful to homeowners, you think, to have
Yes.
the guidance?
I did. And it where you define our mission, which I think that's I know that's part of the deal too. But I thought that was good because some residential builders, especially, still don't know really what it is.
Sure. Yeah, I think
Like
that
if you're on the National Register, it's like saying.
exactly. No, you're right about that. I think that's one of the things that, eventually I was hoping that we could get this out before the videos because it can help to guide a little
Yeah, I
bit.
had to do that.
So, because a lot of the information that we can use is right in there, and then a lot of the.
Columbus's, we've had so many little drawings that were very specific.
Those are always helpful. Yeah, those are always helpful.
Yes, I have a question about these guidelines. These are guidelines that you're going to be voting on, correct?
Correct.
Okay, is there somewhere the public can view these guidelines before they're voted on?
After we pass them, they will be distributed on our webpage.
So is there any way the public can view these guidelines before they're voted on by this commission?
I don't have people to choose that. I mean, the public's not qualified, that's kind of our issue.
The public's not qualified to look at these guidelines?
These are guidelines that are helping to inform our decisions.
Well, these are guidelines that affect everyone who lives in this city, right?
No.
Or who live in the historical districts, at least.
The historic district's correct.
According to the state enabling legislation, we can write and approve these guidelines as the commission appointed by city council.
Without the public ever looking at these guidelines before you vote on
According
them?
to the state enabling legislation of Alabama, yes.
Do you know what part of the state legislation approves that?
Do y'all have the ordinance number?
No, not off the top of my head.
He can look that up if he wants to find that.
Yeah. It's in the state law.
Comments or questions? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.